Hello and welcome to my review for the Hana manga. Uh, so to give you a bit of context, I finished recording my reaction to the show 3 hours ago, so episode 11. And as I said in that reaction, of course I was going to read the manga, but I wasn't planning to read it right away. But yeah, I just opened the page to remember, and then I opened chapter 1, and I was like, I might read a bit right now, to see the manga, how different it is. And yeah, over the next 3 hours or so, I ended up reading the whole manga. So what is it, 8 volume and 55 chapter. And yeah, I literally just finished like 5 minutes ago. I just read the ending. And I figured, yeah, only makes sense that I record as fresh of a review as possible. So yeah, 5 minutes fresh. So yeah, as you know, I did my reaction, so you've probably seen that, as this will come after my reaction to the final episode. So first, I guess I should explain this review. This first part will be the non-spoiler review, which will be the shorter part, and then I will do some kind of like a spoiler review where I kind of summarize some stuff that happened and talk about my thought about it, what I think of it, etc. So yeah, let's start. So I guess let's start with the ratings. So as for the first season of the show, the only season, I gave the manga 8 out of 10. The anime adapt about like 15 chapter or a bit more than that, but out of 55 chapter, yeah, not all of it, definitely. There's a lot that happened after one. What happened after, I guess I should say, the anime is better than the manga. In terms of art, in terms of pacing, in terms of coherence. One of the problems that I have with the manga, to start with the negative, but there's a lot of positive, don't worry. One of the problems with the manga is, how to explain it exactly, yeah, it's the coherence. Sometimes you just cut to a scene to another one and it's not clear what happened, and it gets really confusing for a few pages, and then it does it again, and then you get to another chapter and the same thing happened. This mangaka, Shimura Takako, yeah, has a problem with coherence sometimes. It does get a bit confusing at time, and yeah, it's not me. I think it's definitely like that in the manga. So to say that, yeah, the anime is better art-wise. Also, the manga isn't bad, but it's not the best art. What I can say about the manga is that it reads very well in terms of fluidity. The panels are very simple, not crowded. There's not much dialogue per page. It's very condensed. So yeah, it just read really fast. That's how I was able to read 8 volume in like 3 hours, 2-3 hours. So that's the point for it. But while it read really well in that way, as I said, it's a bit incoherent sometimes. You kind of sometimes you just get into a scene, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Sometimes there's like time skip and stuff like that that really confuses you. So yeah, it's not a perfect manga. I think the anime was way better. That's why it's such a shame that it wasn't a full adaptation. I should also say, it's not really a spoiler, but I feel like it's important to say, the manga feel like it should have been a bit longer, 10 to 20 chapter longer. The ending and the general like last arc and the build up to the last arc was definitely feel like it was missing some development and shit, but it's still a fairly satisfying manga. That's about all I can say for non-spoiler review. It was enjoyable. I think the anime is better, but it's a good experience, and I will definitely read more of her work, Shimura Takako. So yeah, that's about all I can say. So now I'm gonna switch to the spoiler version. So obviously, I'm assuming if you're here, you've read the manga too, but yeah. So one of the things that I noticed from chapter 1 to like catch up to the final episode, of the show, is really that in the anime version they really changed the some of the scene in terms of when they happen. So it was a bit, it was a good idea to read for me from chapter 1. Otherwise, it would have been pretty confusing. So first, I guess I should address that, yeah, after the end of the show, second year, they become second year. There's some new character introduced, but I felt like I didn't really care much about them. like one or two first year girl. There's a teacher that's also a lesbian. Frankly, I don't really have much to say about those three new characters. I didn't care much. Um, so yeah, what happened and what's really important is the relationship between Akira and Fumi. So at one point they start dating. Basically, Fumi confessed to Akira, and for a while, yeah, it just nothing happened really. They're just a bit awkward, and Fumi doesn't push Akira or anything like that. Akira has never been in love, has never been confronted to that type of thing, so she doesn't know what to do. That part was pretty cool. And then finally, Akira herself said, we should date, because I don't know anything about love, etc. So let's date and see how it goes. I thought that was pretty cool. I forgot to mention there was also some reveal about Fumi, that the stuff with her cousin, the one that I hated from the show, because yeah, she seems like she took advantage of Fumi, and even more of that was revealed. Like she was over 20 when Fumi was like between 10 and 15, and yeah, they had a physical relationship, basically. That was revealed. So yeah, the cousin was really like a piece of shit. Then she just dumped Fumi and went with a guy, had a child and shit. So yeah, I think she was the most hateable character from the manga. So yeah, anyway, as I said, Akira and Fumi start dating. There's some kids, there's some stuff. Akira is never really sure whether she liked Fumi that way, and I always thought that was really interesting. Usually in that kind of story, both girl like girl, it's pretty easy, but the fact that Akira is really not sure about it was something that I liked. At one point, they almost had sex, but nope, didn't happen. And then there's that part. If you read the manga, you know. Suddenly it's just so fucking weird. That's what I talked about when it's not very coherent sometimes. At one point, yeah, basically they broke up, but it takes some page to figure out because yeah, there was just a time skip, and it's hard to figure out. And then yeah, more time skip, and then later on they get back together. I guess later after graduating. Akira just realized she actually liked her, and they get back together, and that's my problem with it. If you read it, you probably felt the same way, but yeah, this final chapter went way too fast. It felt like it needed 10 more chapters to expand on it. Like everything up to that point, all the careful relationship build up, etc., was like it was really careful. It was really explored, and then suddenly at the ending, yeah, it felt way too fast. The way they broke up, then time skip, then Akira realized she liked Fumi, and then they get back together. I'm happy they got back together, but it was really like not well done. I don't know if it was just axed or cancelled, or if it just the author thought it was a good way to do it, but nah, it felt like it was missing some chapter. I feel like most people would agree with me. It needed more development, but yeah. I guess also, yes, Sugimoto. What happened to Sugimoto? She got long hair, and that was cool. I think she found another girl in London, but I'm not really sure. Frankly, I felt like, except Fumi and Akira, all of the side plot, the side character and shit weren't handled that well. Maybe the one that was good, it was Ikumi. Basically, when Sugimoto went, she started, I guess, falling in love with the guy that she was her fiancé, and they ended up together, which was good. Anyway, as always, this was a rambling review. I'm not very good at reviewing. I'm not really good at talking in general. I always ramble on. But yeah, this is as fresh of a review as you get since I just finished, yeah, 10-15 minutes ago. So yeah, I guess I'm happy that they got together in the end, but I still feel like it was too rushed, the ending. A shame, a bit disappointed, but still 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it enough. So yeah, that was Aoi Hana. A fun ride. A great shoujo manga. And a great anime. And yeah, that's about it. It just made me think that it just made me think of a better one called Octave, a manga kind of similar, but two girls, basically a Yuri shoujo manga, and this one did more or less the same thing. A lot of interesting character. What do I want to say? A lot of character conflict and development, but it was under much better overall, I feel like, and it went way deeper. Definitely, if you've not read Octave, absolutely do. Anyway, that was my review. Thanks for watching my reaction. Thanks for watching this review. See you next time.